This is a corpo. In the VTuber scene, we see these guys as absolute pinnacle. The mad lads that started it all were all Amazon warehouse farmed idols. So much so that they set the standard for everything that happens here. Giant motion capture VFX studios, expensive equipment, staff numbering in the hundreds. And even now, that hasn't really changed. Most of the old guard is gone, but the spirit is still there. Corporates rule the medium. But this isn't the past anymore. The future is now, old man. I can shake anime boo by using nothing more than my iPhone or VR headset and stand.
What is she doing?
As the medium grew larger and larger, so did the tech behind it, eventually making it cheaper and cheaper. But what still remains are the corpos. Everyone wants to be a corporate VTuber. And because it's still a relatively new market with some proven returns, everyone wants a piece of the pie. So, agencies spawn like rabbits. But unfortunately, this isn't dreamland. Not everyone is destined to be the next HoloLive, especially across the pond where it's essentially the Wild West. Most companies come and go. But why is that for the funny cartoon people? Surely it can't be that expensive to start one. And comparatively speaking, you'd be right. It's for almost the same reason anything in entertainment is so saturated. The bar is on the floor because it's insanely cheap to meet the definition of what would constitute a creator. Anyone with like $20,000 can start the bare bones of a first gen.
I beg your pardon?
Which is a sizable amount of money, but in the context of business, that's dirt cheap. And believe it or not, that's actually one of the larger problems. Because literally anyone can start one for what is essentially peanuts, it attracts the kind of folk that think it's sort of a get-rich-quick scheme. Most of the new blood that comes in has very little understanding of why anything works, much less for anything in the entertainment industry. And because the money is there and no one can exactly pinpoint where it stops, you have people that just Silicon Valley that shiz and just throw money at a wall hoping something sticks. Not much innovation or thought, just looking at what the top dogs are doing and then trying to +1 them on their own court. It's not like they're stupid or dumb for the way they approach it. Yoinking and twisting like that is valid. It's just that a lot of the ones that come through have very little understanding of even anime apart from what's the most popular. They have a giant idol group, so I should have a giant idol group. It's like an angel investor coming from like Goldman Sachs or something, seeing the top grossing games are all live service, then asking where is your live service? It's just thoughts like that leading to do things that don't really make a lot of sense. Forcing their streamers to be YouTube only, outside of economic reasons, debuting female only gens, or never even considering male talents. Or worst of all, drafting 5 people who are decently entertaining on their own, with no consideration on how they interact as a group. This is a multi-man operation if you're debuting a whole gen. A lot of that really bleeds into the problems of running any sort of talent agency, except there's a larger startup cost. Oh, and because they're VTubers, you have to deal with your occasional weirdo. On both sides. Male ones are maidenless and will immediately try to form a harem, and female ones seem to attract stalkers after selling them on Gooner bait. Gotta add Tard Wrangler to the resume because your talents will do something stupid. Between managing them and any other projects you will have them doing, it's taxing for a single person, so you're likely going to go for outside help, driving up costs even more. And all of that is praying to the heavens that everyone in your first gen is profitable. The thing about entertainment is that it's hard to break through the mold. You have to make your creators stand out while at the same time keeping your profits within a reasonable range, while also making sure that you make enough to make it through the year, because it's not like cash flow is consistent throughout the entire thing. The number one thing most of them can't handle is a larger talent leaving, either on their part for greener pastures or because they did something stupid and it's for the betterment of the company. Every time that happens, you have to start the process over from the beginning, because you have to do all of the debut investments all over again, just this time on someone who's just as risky. With most businesses, there's always a lot of risk involved, but entertainment and talent management is in a really special place because you're dependent on not only having to hit a shot in the dark once, you have to do that multiple times. And when you deal with 2D people, it's even riskier because the market as a whole is still unproven outside of Asia, except for Spanish folk for some reason. A lot more companies in the near future are going to end up in the financial graveyard, but it's a necessary evil for the medium to grow.